Hi, YouTube. Please excuse my lighting. That's kind of cool, though. I've got like white highlights. Woo! um, if you're new here, thank you. um, okay, I haven't been over in my studio today. I had some fuse problems and still some lighting issues for a couple more hours here. So give me 1 minute. I gotta find my lighter. Oh, what? Okay, people, I'm sorry. Just a minute. Okay, it's got to be around here, but I have another one. All right, I'm gonna share a time for a judgment. Has a video about just certain things that are directed at the kids and always have been, and how when people, parents, and concerned people nail them on it, they take the information down off the internet. And so, and the media will cover up for them. So, what I'm going to share is important, and that's the topic of my video is how the kids are always targeted right from uh, you can go and buy like little kids clothes that are like um, army or whatever related now, even whatever I whatever I say, I know there'll be a certain group of people that will always disagree with what I'm going to say. But even um, whether it's political or religious or spiritual, the children are targeted. Um, you know, they literally teach people through politics and religion how to sacrifice your children, and it's taught in every household in one form or another. And it's true. It's very true. I could go into specific details, but I'm sure you know just what I'm talking about because grandpa did this, or my dad did this, or um, my grandmother, or whoever, we all did these things, or for the country, or uh, we did this through religion or spirituality, or we have our own reasons through politics, or um, whoever we want to be as human beings. There is a small group of people that want to normalize things that are perverse that we're fighting against. And it always includes the children. And that's what's so important about what I'm talking about. You know, it's a giant magic show against human beings. It's a riddle to be solved or to be believed by people that are telling you that that's exactly what it's always been. You know, that's why I know for a fact, no matter who they are that are in the one world government, um, the governing bodies are terrified in that respect because they individually are not going to get out on the battlefield, you know. So, yeah. And even if like their bodyguards or whoever had a change of heart, what if like in China, the Chinese army had a change of heart as a whole group of people, outweighing, I mean, just the majority of people in the country, wanting freedom more than they do a dungeon master, you know? So that's a big deal. It sure is. Because they want to use China as an example for how we should deal with health issues. I mean, they came right out and said it. Biden said it. Fauci said it. How much more do we need? You know? I'm not griping at you all. You know what's going on. It's just like the audacity of these little freaks that would not even let us confront them. That's what, and that is, as they say, the flex. you know, I'll show them the flex, motherfuckers. I'll show them what the real Trump is. you know. Yeah, how many, raise your hand if you think Trump's concerned with his very own family above anybody in the world. So that's how I feel about that. You know, it's possible for anybody to have a change of heart. And if we're all praying for that together, that some of these world leaders will just step up to the other ones and, like a lion, you know, and the warrior that is in a good person's heart. If they do that, we'll sure know it, won't we? They'll be talking like us, not pretending to talk like us, but actually talking like us, you know. So, anyway, yeah, it's really the only thing going on is, yeah, what we do in our everyday life, and personally our strive to put food on the table and keep ourselves warm, that type of thing. That's always in the forefront of our minds because they live in luxury and have us in the position of having to deal with that. That's another thing that I can't stress enough. Never, in my opinion, give them the ability to lock you away from your own money ever. Don't do that. I would not do that. So, I mean, if it comes right down where money doesn't matter, it's not going to matter. You know, if you don't have food and a way to take care of yourself, food and water, and it's getting where we hardly have air, whatever you call this stuff, you know. And believe me, my cigarettes don't pollute as much as if you drive a car. So I very seldom drive a car. I don't have to. So why would I? See, but I have, you know, but still my carbon footprint is very minute compared to the average person on this planet, and a lot of us can say that. It might be even because of the position that we were put in our lives that gave us no choice to be on the paths we're on. And that might even include injuries or whatever, you know, getting older, retirement, or whatever. Why, you know, because I don't have to, that's why. Oh man, I do not miss getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, getting ready for a day and doing it every day. Not at all. I had a lot of days like that. whoa. And then people, when they're around 50, they wonder why they're half dead because you're half dead. You need to give yourself a break and learn how to pull your molecules back together to be strong enough to make it through the second half if we have one. So that's why. That's when you really realize that life's always going to hurt, and we can either laugh or cry or a little of both, and you know, but never, never, never back down on people that are globalist minded. You know, I if when I was a kid, like one of my favorite songs is the Coca-Cola jingle from oh, I can't remember the lady that sang it, but anyway, I'd like to teach the world to sing. Um anyway, I love that song because that's like a dream. Wouldn't it be cool? Even if you can't sing, you'd blend in with the other ones that couldn't, and we'd all be a big giant choir, regardless. Who cares? You know. But that's like a dream in my heart. Corny as it sounds. But yeah, that in its entirety isn't going to happen in my life, but for other little lives, it will. I believe it wholeheartedly. I see the beginnings of it, which is um what's the word? Encouraging. So very encouraging and delightful. you know so there's some happy things actually going on because some years ago there were very few people far and in between that they would call all kinds of names just because they didn't want to go along with what the public officials were telling them or their church leaders or whoever, because anything that's had its hands smeared by the establishment has been tainted. That's religion, politics, even the meaning of what it is to be a human being. It's all been tainted by words, all by words. A lot of what we see too. I mean, if you talk about the poor little kids and all the sexuality just with the way people dress that they cannot get away from. You know, it's you know, it's I just started walking out in the world like okay, there you are. Have a good day, It's like, wow. you know, what can I say? People, yeah, let it all hang out. Why not? Everybody else wants to see you, right? Yeah. And nothing is sacred. And there it is. It's not that we're waiting for Satan to have his world, it's plainly been in his control this whole time. It's time for people to say, wow, these things really are hurting little people. And that's what makes the world go round. I heard somebody say, like the magic of Christmas, that's children. It really is. If you're going to get a gift for anybody, you know, a little person. I mean, I could see like even maybe somebody in a retirement home or something. The biggest gift you could give is maybe bring them in a plant and sit and talk to them or something. But I don't know if somebody's rich. So I don't know. I guess some of us might think of all these nice things we'd like to be able to do, but maybe the nicest things we can do is talk to other people going through things in life that's disturbing, unnatural, weird. Things just keep getting weirder and weirder, you know, away from the feeling of being human, you know. At least my idea or ideal of what that would be, you know, and how maybe a woman might act differently in this world if she was allowed to by who she would want to call her other half. You know, if that situation were whole and a man could say, I'm able to be myself and do this for her because she is that. I don't see that going on in the world. There's either one or the other, is what I've seen, or two are fake. But I've never seen two good. I see one fake and one not too good at the same time. I just never have. I've always sensed something just off, you know. And and that's in my lifetime. I can say that to me, maybe that's our generation that realizes that is the end times like that. That's how we realize that, because of the unacceptance in our soul to all the perverse stuff that's going on, you know, and literally sexualizing little children and demonizing them with thoughts of more than two genders, and, you know, instilling a dark spirit before their little minds develop naturally. That's some evil shit right there, you know? Anyway. So that's what's on my mind, is what they're always doing to the kids to make their perverse ways, whether it be with children or adults, acceptable, and to live a life of need and greed and what they perceive to be acceptable that we don't. Well, what they want us to accept, but would not want to be in our shoes if we were doing it to them. And that really is the truth, you know. Just like the bullies, like picking on you, or somebody else till you stand up, or somebody stands up and says, hey, Jack, enough of your shit, you know. Then it's a little different, you know. Like, you're just not going to do this, and it might be a battle too. But if you are that, you'll win. So, and that's the truth. That's a strength in a warrior of goodness. I mean, this is a type of thing I've battled. People that I seen this guy knock his woman so hard, she was holding her baby, the baby hit the wall. You know, so I have to take drastic measures in my life. I had a guy come in and pull a gun on me because in front of my kids, because my ex was jacking around in their lives, and I had no clue who these people even were. I mean, some weird things I've been through in my life, but I'm just making an example of being a warrior and not being afraid, and confronting things as they come in our lives, and you'll always win either by your words or whatever the case is, you know. Words are best if that's, that would be at best, you know. And I do really believe that I hope for the best. I do expect the worst, but I hope for the best, you know. And I can't change that aspect. I mean, faith in God, yes, to that day. And I don't know. I know the season, I know the time, but not the exact day. And that's not something I feel that I'm going anywhere for. It's a feeling that I expect to come to me and presented by other people and their actions. And I'm seeing more openness to tender hearts and the seriousness on this planet, the battles we face. You know, that's what I'm talking about. You know. Well, I'm gonna get this uploaded. I guess it wasn't too dark or terrible. In fact, it's kind of comforting not to have that glaring light anyway. But yeah, it's getting pretty dark for me to motivate, and I've got a few things to do too. So, um, I hope all of you have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Thank you for joining me. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.